Welcome to Inside Games, the only gaming news show brave enough to call the year's top-selling game a total train wreck.
Well, hey, Bruce. That's not really fair, is it? I mean, the year's not even over. We don't know that it's going to be the top-selling game.
All right. That's true. Well, let's be honest. Call of Duty usually tops the sales charts in the United States, regardless of how many trains crash into it.
Yeah, it sounds like this year's Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 is going to really put those sales to the test. The latest installment of the Activision mega shooter franchise is out now, and everyone hates it, like a lot.
I've actually seen some weird blowback on the internet from people that say they like it, which is weird. That never happens. This is way more than the usual Call of Duty hate. You probably hear this every year, but this one, honestly, is kind of a stinker.
Yeah, more than usual. Finally, Bruce, one thing that all the gamers can hold hands around the stink pile and unite about.
The game is currently sitting at a 56 on a Metacritic, which is technically mixed or average reviews, but in reality, it's pretty bad, especially for what's supposed to be a premium release in a venerated series.
Destructoid said that, quote, almost half the game feels shoehorned in, such as the forgettable campaign.
They added this zinger: Modern Warfare 3 begs the question of whether this annual cycle should continue or not.
Ooh, well, yeah, it wasn't supposed to. Remember? There were rumors about that.
Yeah.
This year's Call of Duty wasn't supposed to happen at all, but we'll get to that in a minute. First, we're going to hear from today's sponsor, Star Trek Fleet Command.
Inside Games is sponsored by Star Trek Fleet Command. Star Trek Fleet Command is a free-to-play 4X MMO with an open world set in the ever-expanding Star Trek universe. You can customize your fleet and your crew, loads of ships, and so many crew members to dominate the galaxy. And in Star Trek Fleet Command, you're going to join millions of players, forge alliances, defeat your enemies, conquer territories, choose your faction, and most importantly, explore new worlds on intergalactic missions. There's also a new immersive Star Trek story set in the Kelvin timeline, which offers players a fresh narrative experience. It explores alternative dimensions and lots of other storylines, and it's super fun. I've actually played quite a bit of it. The game is completely free, and every month, new events and content are added to the game. So if you want to engage, download Star Trek Fleet Command using our link in the description. Once you're in the game, go to your player profile, open settings, choose general, and scroll down to the very end to sign up for your Scopely account. Now you're doing all this because you're going to get some super fun in-game rewards. Once you're there, access promo codes in the left hand of the menu, open the promo codes page, and then enter the code Warp Speed to redeem your rewards. So once again, if you want to play Star Trek Fleet Command for free, use our link in the description. It's super fun. I have played hours and hours and hours of this game. I promise you, I really enjoyed it. Live long and prosper. Thank you, Star Trek. Back to Modern Warfare 3, though. That game is just absolutely getting raked over the coals in online reviews.
Yeah, that's usually the case, right? Its user score on Metacritic was even worse than its review score, a paltry 1.7.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, with player Game Genie writing, Activision, it's time to stop. COD is dead.
Oh, officially? Wow, we've been saying that for years.
It's still making so much money, though.
Yeah, I know, it's true. Back to the critics. Push Square called it a truly anemic release, adding that there's never been a surer sign to press pause on the series.
Man, everybody wants it to take a break, huh? Just be quiet. So how bad are the reviews for Modern Warfare 3? Well, they're worse than every other preceding game in the franchise by a lot.
In IGN's review of Modern Warfare 3's single-player campaign, they wrote that it commits the biggest sin possible for a globe-trotting action thriller. It's boring. And they're not wrong.
That's the one thing Call of Duty should never be.
Yeah.
I remember even when Call of Duty is at its most confusing, was it like Black Ops 3, where it's all cyberpunky and weird?
Yeah. It's okay.
It wasn't boring, it was just inscrutable. Modern Warfare 3 is just a snooze fest, rough. So the game's not great, but why? Why was Modern Warfare 3 this bad?
Well, we've seen a lot of reports already come out about this. It might have been because they were working under extremely tight deadlines.
Yes, whenever there's a game developer under threat of crunch, Jason Schreier's crouched on a gargoyle looming somewhere, and he's hit us with his report. Bloomberg's Jason Schreier said the developer Sledgehammer Games had only half the time of previous iterations to make Modern Warfare 3.
After interviewing more than a dozen current and former devs, Schreier reported that everyone was under the impression that they were making an expansion, not a standalone Call of Duty game. Some said they were directly told it was an expansion.
Yeah, that's weird, because there aren't ever expansions to Call of Duty, so I would have been confused by that.
No, never.
In response, Bloomberg quoted Sledgehammer Game Studio head Aaron Halen, who said some team members may have thought the new game was an expansion because it is a new type of direct sequel to the previous game.
Meanwhile, the shortened timeline contributed to you guessed it, crunch conditions, with some staffers working nights and weekends to finish the game.
Honestly, like, there's somebody working nights and weekends to finish every game. But yeah, it's not great. It was probably much worse for this one.
That's correct.
They all said they felt betrayed because they were promised that they wouldn't have to go through another shortened timeline after their previous game, Call of Duty Vanguard, which apparently was made under a very similar and brief schedule.
And also, Vanguard was not very good.
No, it wasn't. It was like weirdly Marvel-y. It was like they tried to apply Marvel to World War II. They tried to make it like Dirty Dozen, except they're all quirky Marvel characters, and it was cringy. It was bad.
I kind of feel bad for him now. And apparently this game wasn't initially going to be Modern Warfare 3 at all. Bloomberg reported that Sledgehammer devs originally pitched a project set in the universe of the 2014 game Call of Duty Advanced Warfare.
Oh, I hate that. I love Advanced Warfare. That game was actually legit.
It's legit because it's stupid, yeah.
It's dumb, but it was fun. Globetrotting adventure, big set pieces. Like, it's the perfect COD campaign. It had like dumb one-liners and everything. It was great. I was actually looking forward to a sequel to Advanced Warfare, but whatever, here we are. Clearly the idea didn't make it that far. The idea was shelved, and Sledgehammer was told that it would be working on another Modern Warfare.
In a statement on X from the official Sledgehammer account, Sledgehammer Games studio head Aaron Halen denied that the game was rushed, saying that we have worked hard to deliver on this vision, which has been years in the making.
Okay. Yeah, I guess if it's over 1 year, that's still accurate. He added, anything said to the contrary is simply not true.
Which is a bit confusing because Jason Always Accurate Schreier previously reported that Activision would skip this year's Call of Duty entirely.
And maybe they should have. Yeah, who knows? Maybe Jason jumps the gun sometimes when chasing a good story. I have some perspectives on that. Or maybe the intention was at the time to skip this year's COD. And then Activision was like, no, screw that. Everyone is buying Modern Warfare, so let's just shit out a game with a 3 on the end of it and call it a day.
That could be very well true. Whatever the narrative behind the release, it's clear that the game did not spend long enough in the oven.
Yeah, meanwhile, those who are playing the game are reporting just a variety of issues. Activision has already had to take down several multiplayer maps because of just terrible spawn points that lead to bloodbaths. Like, everyone just piling into one spot, people turning around 180 and shooting people that spawn in. It's pretty fun to watch, but not fun to play, I'm sure.
Yeah, what a surprise. Another bug has broken the progression system for some players. Basically, you have to finish 3 daily challenges in Modern Warfare 3 before you can earn additional armory points by winning matches.
But some of those daily challenges weren't tracking properly and wouldn't complete. So you're just kind of locked with an uncompletable daily challenge, which also means you can't earn armory points by finishing matches, which means you just can't unlock any gear or attachments or anything.
And that's part of Call of Duty. It always is. Oh, and the Gaia operator skin, dubbed the It's a Groot skin, for Modern Warfare 2 has made its way over to the current installment. Thanks to the skin's general darker color and natural camouflage, it's inordinately difficult to see on certain maps in Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah, naturally, this is causing an outcry from players who claim the skin has an unfair advantage.
I mean, yeah, it's a far cry from the Nicki Minaj iridescent neon pants, which I love, by the way.
Yeah, those are great, man. Yeah, I was always wondering about that. People who would wear like lime green skins in COD.
They're good enough, Lawrence.
They're just in it for the fun.
Yeah, they're good enough, Lawrence, so that they could go out and just kill everybody as Nicki Minaj. It's awesome.
It's great. And to cap it all off, in a game that's clearly a quick flip to cash in on profits of a long-running franchise, the series still includes those eye-rolling quotes from historical figures when you die in the campaign.
Chet Falzek, the legendary ex-Valve writer behind the Half-Life 2 episodes, called the inclusion of Rosa Parks exploitative and gross, because they're right.
It is. I mean, it has been forever.
Yeah.
Those were fun when the games were good. You know, a nuclear bomb would drop on your face, and then there'd be a Winston Churchill quote about the price of victory or whatever. That's funny. But yeah, when you just flip a game in 6 months and then slap Rosa Parks quotes in it, it doesn't leave a good taste in the mouth. So what's the deal, Bruce? What? I'm curious what you think. Why is this year's Call of Duty such a disaster?
I generally do really think I don't know if they ever thought that this was going to be an expansion. That may have been a rumor here and there that a few people were talking about or whatever. But I really do think they flipped this around to make as much money as possible as quickly as possible, because Modern Warfare in 2019 succeeded so fantastically and Warzone blew up that they obviously had to do Modern Warfare 2. And even Modern Warfare 2, people were like, oh, this is a really good campaign. Like, they actually put some time into it. It was one of those things where I was really surprised that the franchise, the new Modern Warfare franchise, had so much staying power in 2019 and then also in 2022. But this was just a otherworldly disaster. Like clearly they were like, well, we just need to make Modern Warfare 3 because everybody loves Modern Warfare. And I only played like 2 or 3 hours of the campaign, and I was like, it took me a little bit to be like, okay, I think this is bad, because I was waiting for the bombastic, fun Call of Duty campaign to hit me, and it just never did.
Yeah, some of the cutscenes are fun. There's some scenery chewing going on, but what kills me, well, I don't want to spoil too much, but this isn't much of a spoiler. The campaign's not even conclusive. You finish the story and it's not an ending at all, which is ultra baffling to me, because when I see the state of it, I mean, when I saw that they were going to make a 3 the year after 2, to me that already screamed cash in. It's like they know Modern Warfare is hot right now, so why wait 2 more years for a Modern Warfare 3 from Infinity Ward when you can just make the next dev in line do it, or just put the title on? So the problem is they had to develop them at the same time, clearly, if that's the case, or throw it together in a year and a half. But Modern Warfare 2 wasn't even finished when they were having to go into production on 3. So I don't know. Everything sort of aligned that like, oh, wow, okay, you just want to get as much money out of this brand. It's funny that you mentioned like Modern Warfare 1 and 2 being decent games, because that seems to be explicitly how they thought about it. We have to make the one game that's good. So people, like, it reinvigorates the Call of Duty brand, it reinvigorates Modern Warfare. It builds buying intent. But you only get 3. No one wants to buy a game with a 4 on the end. So they knew that Modern Warfare 3 would be the last one, which makes, honestly, the ending of the campaign even more baffling. But I think Activision knew, okay, we get 3, we get our sales, and then we're done with Modern Warfare for a while until people forget about it. So there's really no reason to make the 3rd one a good one. You just get it out there so you get all the end of trilogy sales. So yeah, Activision did this with Guitar Hero too. There was a point where they knew that it was like they just had to get as much money out of it before it really spun into the ground. And they shat out Guitar Hero games left and right, and then threw it all in the suitcase and threw it into the closet and never thought about it again. So it's smart business, but at the same time, it's an unfair trend for people who actually like those products.
Oh, Lawrence, you're so right. It's such a bummer, because I wanted to play a good Call of Duty campaign this year, because I love those campaigns. Anyways, all right. We have an Inside Games Patreon. People support us on that Patreon every single month. And these patrons, their favorite COD Avenger is Captain Price. Still and Highly, Regulus, Spirit Bear, Rook, Cap, Cold Blood, and Pitstrip.
Bruce, I have some more patrons, and let me tell you, these patrons have never once flashbanged themselves. Yeah, that flashbang goes exactly where they want to every time. Eyes unspoiled. Loveless, Ray Pichardo, Scotty Ryan, Tito 007, and Lenny Neves, thank you very much for the support. What's up? Oh, okay. I thought you might... Sorry, my mom's over there.
Hi, Grace.
Oh.
She says hi.
Hey, Lawrence's mom. Okay.
Did you know, Bruce, that Captain Price is like the only Call of Duty character that's persisted since the first game?
Oh, I love Price.
Yeah, I'm playing through all the Call of Duties right. He died off camera, I think, in Call of Duty 1. I don't know. Somebody's going to check me on that. Edit that out before someone on the internet tells me I'm wrong.